You got to go into the settings and do manual focus. I forget where manual focus is. That lens is ridiculous for that camera. The lens is 3 times the size of the camera. Look who's on screen, Erica. Look at him. He has a little toy. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today what we're going to be doing is getting started fixing another dead MacBook. Here we have an A1502 that's not turning on. I'm going to just pray that this one is not infested like the last one. By the way, everybody, Oreo had to go to the vet today, so everybody say hi to Oreo. He's going to be in the bottom right corner of the screen. Right down there. That's little Oreo cat.
Yeah, he's working.
Paul's taking him home. Now that his food is... Here we see something that cannot possibly be good. See a aftermarket battery, which is no big deal, but a piece of tape where someone has given me their own diagnosis, which means they're measuring stuff. They're measuring stuff because they probably screwed things up. And okay, so let's start from the beginning here. So where would we begin when trying to troubleshoot this MacBook? Well, that's a great question. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to plug in my charger. And see how much power this thing uses. $100 milliamps. All right. Well, that's usually indicative of all says power good missing, PP bus G3 hot missing, SO rail missing. One way to find out. So we've got an 820-3476 board. See you later, Paul. Thanks for everything. If you want to follow along at home, again, that's an 820-3476 board for those of you who would like to follow along at home. Oreo demands super chats for yummy, yummy treats. Let's put little Oreo in the bottom corner. Oreo is sitting under Paul's desk, his rightful place in the world. That is his favorite spot to be, under the desk. Corona. Corona. The coronavirus. The coronavirus. Are you essential? Are you essential? Okay. Well, time to figure out what the hell this guy was on about. So, we have our MacBook out here, or as Erica would call it, Macbook. And the first thing we're going to do is take a couple of measurements. So, now we have a light in the charger. The light in the charger indicates to me that PP3V42_G3 hot, which is necessary for the one-wire circuit to turn on, that's going to allow the charger to work, is working and doing its job just fine. So that's a power rail that I don't have to check. When I have an issue of no power, the first thing I'm going to want to do is go through all of my power rails and try and figure out which one is not turning on. Because there are many power rails on a MacBook. You have an 18-volt charger that plugs into the MacBook, but that doesn't mean that 18 volts is the only power rail that matters to MacBook. There are many power rails inside MacBook. Let's take a look and dive into them. The first thing that I said is that the one-wire circuit is working because I have a light in the charger. What do I mean by that? That's a great question. If you take a look over here, you'll notice that the charger plugs into the machine on this little DC in jack. And if I look by that little DC in jack, on the schematic in the board view by clicking here, hitting the little PDF button. It'll take me to that connector on the board. Connectors are labeled J. I don't know, maybe it's Genector or something. So that is this. Now you have your 18 volts. You have ground, adapter sense. Adapter sense is going to speak to the system management controller over here on the sys1 wire line. System management controller is going to be right over here on the other side of the machine. For that communication to occur, this chip needs to turn on. This chip is going to allow the outside ext adapter sense on the charger to speak to this signal inside the machine. Sys1 wire, int, ext, int. That's going to happen when this chip turns on. This chip turns on when it gets power from this chip. This chip turns on when it gets this signal and PP342_G3 hot. So PP342_G3 hot has got to be present, because if it wasn't, I would not be getting a green light. And I can confirm that by clicking an area on the board where PP342_G3 hot would be present, which is what I'm going to do right now. As you can see, if I were to do this with my multimeter, PP342_G3 hot's present. 3.42 volts. Also, it looks like Oreo is coming out of his hiding hole. Look at that little Oreo. Look at that cute little kitty. Isn't he a cute little kitty? That's my Oreo. He's adorable. Oh, that's my Oreo. So, what we do here is going to move on to the next rail. Now, usually it used to be on page 6 or 7 that you'd have all the list of power rails, but they changed it in the newer machines to have it on a different page. Next rail we're going to take a look at is our PP bus G3 hot. Let's see what that is. We can measure that power rail right down here. So let's measure that power rail right down here now, shall we? So we can switch back over to here. Do this. Do that. 12.6. Exactly what I'm expecting. Interesting. Next, we got to measure the rest of the G3 hot rails. Now, I'm not going to bother with PP-DC in. This is the charger in, PP-DC in. But if I didn't have DC in, I wouldn't have the rest of the rails. This is kind of like, it doesn't make any sense. So if I have one light bulb in my house that's not working, but all the other lights work, why would I go out to the street to check the connection from Con Edison to my house if I know that that works because I have power in my house? You should check somewhere else. We continue. PPV RTC G3 hot. Great rail. Let's take a look. Let's check that rail. Let's see what that looks like under the microscope, since that's one of the common frequent areas to get liquid damage in this model. Let's do this. Also, since we're in the microscope, no reason to hide our little Oreo, who should be showing up at all times on this stream. Look at him. Look at him. That's an Oreo. So we're going to have our Oreo cam. We're going to copy that Oreo cam. We're going to put him inside the microscope. Yes. Oreo cam. Oreo cam. I hit the wrong button there. That's a cute little Oreo, isn't it? That is a cute little Oreo. Oreo's PP bus is just fine. Thanks for asking. That is our Oreo. Now, back to our board. You can see, very, very dusty. It's a fairly dusty, filthy, not taken care of MacBook, like most MacBooks that I receive. Yes, filthy, filthy. We have 3.35 volts there. All right, so we're going to continue. Now, what do you see over here? I see green. I see green. And the green is right by our system management controller. SMC, system management controller. So what does that tell me? That tells me that liquid got to this area. Now, if liquid got to this area, very likely it got to this area as well, which means that there's probably something underneath my system management controller. There's probably crud underneath my system management controller. So the first thing I want to do is just take a look on the schematic on the board view and try and figure out what it is that corrosion was actually sitting on. That corrosion was sitting between SMC, ADC, PD, and ground on a resistor. No big deal. And a backlight sense line. Boring. That's not what's going to be the cause of the problem. But what that does tell me is that there was liquid on this corner of the board. And even though this may not be the critical part, it does tell me that I should be looking for liquid in other sections of the board. It also tells me that if the customer tells me that they did not get liquid damage, that I should laugh at them. Loudly. Loudly. that backlight sense thing is not going to have anything to do with our problem. However, this corroded capacitor will. Look at that. Corroded cap. Alright. Now this corroded cap is on the chip responsible for PP5VS4 and PP3V3S5. Also PP5VS5. Now note that the note that was inside the computer said that there was a problem with PP5VS4 being only 3.3 volts. So I would guess that this cap has to do with the PP5VS4 section of the circuit, not the PP3V3S5 section of the circuit. So let's just dump that cap out. You don't want to solder on top of corrosion. You want to make sure that you remove the corrosion, that it gets sucked up into the iron and that little solder ball. There's fresh solder under it. Solder. We're not appeasing the Europeans today. Solder. That's right. Say it with me, folks. Solder. Solder. Also, if everybody in the chat could wish some kind wishes to Catherine and her cat, I would appreciate it very much, and I'm sure she would as well. Catherine's kitty is having some health issues. I'm sure it would mean the world to her if everybody just said, I hope the best for your kitty. While we wait for the board to cool off a little bit, let's take a look and see what that does. What is that little capacitor for? That is a voltage reference. That is C7501. C7501 is going to go between, looks like ground and P5V 3V3 VREF. So I imagine the chip makes some LDO VREFs for itself, and then it uses that to know what it should be making with its buck converter, or something like that. I don't know. I didn't go to college very long. I'm not really as smart as you all think I am. I just see corroded stuff and then I fix. More of a monkey than people give me credit for. So, now what we're going to do, we got a green light, and we're taking 24 milliamps. Now we're up to 100. However, doesn't seem like we fixed our problem. So we're going to continue down this rabbit hole of troubleshooting and see what's required to fix our problem. So, I did see a difference there. They went from 24 to 108, not just straight to 108. So, we're going to check and see what we're getting on everything related to this chip. So this is going to be getting PP bus in. It's going to create PP3V3S5. It's going to create PP5ES5. It's going to create PP5ES4. So first thing we do is check PP3V3S3. And PP3V3S3, if we zoom in over here and check on this little resistor, let's make sure that Oreo is in view. We're not going to crop out our little Oreo. Never crop out little Oreo. That's a happy little Oreo. Look at him. Look at him. That's my kitty. I love my kitty. I love my little Oreo. He's so cute. He makes people happy. All right, we have 3.3 volts there. Next. That little bastard cost me $215 today. And this cat food is going to cost an additional, like $300 a month. You said it was $5 a can. Two cans a day.
No, it's actually 1 can a day.
Oh, it's a big one. All right, still.
But you
Freaking expensive-ass cat. So I figure I'm going to put him on YouTube. You know, he can help with the ad revenue. If this cat is going to cost me a couple of $100 extra a month just because he demands this prissy food, he's going to sit there and make sure that my videos are advertiser friendly. So he is going to double my monetization. And if he doesn't, he's out on the street.
You can show this.
What am I shilling?
That's a
This
$5
shit?
can.
Oh my god. Yeah, this fucking... No, this is not enough for a day. He needs 2 of these for a day.
No, that's enough for him. That's a 5.5 ounce.
There's no way he's going to eat... Mr. Clinton would eat 2 of these every day.
No, because I give them dry food too. Your cats eat 1 of this.
Travis, I am not a medical expert, and unfortunately, neither are you. So... Alright, what's next? Okay. What was I doing? I checked PP3ES3. Now we check PP5ES5. Over here, PP5ES5 is going to be found down here. PP5ES5 is 5 volts. Next up, PP5ES4, 0 volts. Do we have an enable for PP5ES4? We don't. Or do we? Huh, let's see. The enable is going to be on pin 4. The output is on pin 2. So what could possibly be taking 100 milliamps if I have no PM sleep S4L? Oreo Cat is now gone. Oreo Cat has been sold to the highest bidder. Oreo Cat is... There's no more Oreo Cat. Alright, so what I did here is I just unplugged the SSD and I want to see if I get any difference in the results. I unplugged the SSD, and I'm getting my 30 milliamps and nothing else, which is really strange. Maybe JTAG murder is needed. How much was sleep? That question doesn't make any sense to me, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I murdered this JTAG and I ripped it off piece by piece. It's part of what must be done. 23 milliamps steady. Is there an alcohol bottle out there, Erica?
Alcohol?
Yeah. That's 70%. I need 100. One that's not been diluted yet. It should be on top of one of the cabinets up there. Thank you. $30 milliamps. Well, fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck me. This board has a lot of dirt and rubbish on it and dust, but nothing that should really be causing a missing PM sleep. Thank you so much.
Oh no! Push away the Oreo cone.
Where's the thingy that this goes to?
Probably this one?
Yeah, that's it. Alright, well the corrosion was around my TPS 51980, so maybe it's doing something funny. I'm just going to replace that because please, bro. Thank you. So we got rid of the 100 milliamp thing, but I think that was because I unplugged the SSD. Maybe that because audio cam came off the stream. Don't really care much, Topsy. I can't say that I care. One way or the other. It's one of those things where I just really don't care. I follow Apple rumors the way I follow Kardashian family drama. Just don't care. I can't impart to you enough how little I care about that stuff. From the bottom of my heart, I truly don't give a shit. You know? Apple's choices of CPU. Yeah. Any of the Apple stores. Pipe bombed. Not that I know of. They'll be fine though. Even if someone were to do that to an Apple store. They wouldn't skip a beat. Well, this is near where the corrosion was, Yummy Steak. So in absence of anything that makes sense here, it's just taking 30 milliamps and not really doing anything. And the PP5VS4 is not present, PM Sleep S4L is not present, the PP3V3S5 and PP5VS5 are. Since the corrosion was in the cap right next to this chip, I'm gonna, you know what, I was this close to actually taking it off of a donor board that was liquid damaged. What the fuck is that doing in my pile? Next. Okay, let's try this again. I'm not streaming to Twitch right now, Sneaky Bob, because Restream is not working. Thank you, though. I'm okay, Ari Tor. I'm tired, but I'm not really tired for the reasons that I should be tired, if that makes sense. I'm not tired in the sense of sleeping. Not sleeping, I'm just tired in the sense that I've been doing the same thing over and over again for a really long time, and just kind of playing the same game and getting to the next level in that game. Same thing for a really long time, and kind of want to play with. At this point, I've kind of just gotten to a point where I want to play with my bike and ride around, and that's it. Honestly, a big part of the whole looking at houses thing, it wasn't really like a serious house search so much as it was, I have this new bike that I've messed with in so many ways, and I kind of want to ride around and have fun with it a little bit. You know, I never had a vehicle, anything like that. So might as well see what it's like in other sections of the world, or other sections of New York, or Jersey, or whatever. Why didn't Hacko 808 desoldering iron help with moving underfill? Why don't you use it for JTEC? Because that would be a complete and utter waste of time. It's not going to do anything. That's not for removing. That's from removing like through-hole solder stuff. It's not going to do anything here. Alright, so let's see what happens here. PM Sleep S4L. We had corrosion by the TPS 51980 and the SMC. So here we're getting a different pattern. We're getting 18 to 23. But it is, as you can see, still dead. And interestingly enough, I noticed that the charger is turning off. The light is turning off on the charger after a couple of seconds. And I'll just try and show you that here. Let me just first clean it. Maybe, Ari. Maybe. Like riding around and looking at places has actually been kind of fun. That's been kind of fun. Right, so we're going to take this, plug it in. Now one thing you may notice is the light turns on. Oh, it's not turning off anymore. I guess it just needed a little bit of cleaning with alcohol is all. I am kind of curious if the SMC got messed with, because there was liquid by that as well. Also, there's an Erica next to me. Everybody say hello to Erica. That's Erica. She's going to fix this board if I can't figure it out. Now there's water by the TPS 51980 and there's water by here. Also, the guy mentioned in the notes, this actually happened. It stopped turning on once his battery died. I mean, when he replaced his battery, not when his battery died. And the battery goes to the SMC, so I'm kind of wondering if he used a flathead screwdriver or something and unplug the battery and maybe send something to his SMC that shouldn't have went there. Oreo pounces. See, it's not looping, it's just staying at a static 36 milliamps, which is really, really weird. That's not something that I would expect. Nor something that makes any remote semblance of sense. What? Yes. Did Steve leave without locking the door? I usually chase him down. Kia's car, hi.
You have to lock the door so I can't lock it. Oh.
I agree, Scott F. I agree very much. Not even pulsing. SMC reset is high, of course. This thing is so dusty. Wait a second. That's not dust, that's green shit. Thank you. This is also green stuff by the CPU power chip. See, that's depressing. That means my CPU probably got 12 volts. Oh, that sucks. Thank you, Anna. I'm trying being kind for a change. It's hard, but it's worth it. Erica, don't put your hands in the path of the heat. I think this may have gotten a little bit of the good old 12 volts of the CPU from liquid. Now we got blinking. I see pulsing PM sleep. Perhaps that chip that I saw liquid by could just use a little replacement rather than just reflow. I still think my CPU got 12 volts. Aha! And here we go. What do you see, Coco? What do you see, Erica? What do you see, Erica?
It's missing something right there.
What's it missing? Show me.
A capacitor or something right there.
Ah,
right
this
there.
over here.
Yeah.
Very good.
That
It's
one,
missing
yeah.
a pad. There's probably the power input. And so this chip probably got hit by water, died, was short-circuited, and then it short-circuited that rail to ground, which is why we're seeing those rails not turn on. So I'm going to guess that that's PP3V3 SO or PP5 ESO. Let's see. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that back. You fixed board.
What? Oh.
Who's my board repair assistant? Who's going to be doing all my board repair into the future for me? I want to retire away in a nice house somewhere, Erica. Someone's got to sit here and do videos all day. Who votes that Erica sit here and do board repair videos all day while Lewis retires away to suburbs?
How about if you do board repair with Oreo?
I wonder how board repair with Oreo would work as a TV series.
If they did cooking with dog, I'm sure they could be board repair with Oreo.
Everyone in the chat say hi to Oreo.
He is looking on his cat book. Look,
Cool.
he's looking directly at the camera.
He's curious why we're watching him.
He had his blood drawn today. We took him to the vet.
Alright, so that pad, that seems to be a little missing. Is that what I think it is? That is PPVin SO CPU VRN. PP bus S5 high side computing. So that's actually 12 volts. And a 12 volt rail was present, so now I'm worried that this would not be the issue.
Did you see that when you switched the camera back, Oriole turned his head?
He's weird. So I think what may be going on here, yeah, is a dead CPU.
Oh. He's moving.
Yeah, if this was enough to break the trace by this chip, this board likely has a dead CPU. At which point, rip MacBook.
Let's see if he comes towards us.
He has no idea how to get here, Erica.
Uh-oh.
We passed by where his microchip said he was from yesterday. That cat, that's a brave cat, I'll tell you
He has
that
a
much.
lot of street cred, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep. Oreo the cat is, he knows what's up.
I think Oreo's trying to jump up. Uh-oh.
I keep forgetting to get better tweezers. I've been promising myself for the last 6 years that I'm going to treat myself to better tweezers.
Oh, he's on the move.
Call for him. Let's see if he comes in here.
Actually, you should make the screen bigger really quick.
These tweezers are so fucked. Okay. That should be enough. Now I gotta grab another. Erica, I'm fixing board.
Oh, look at him.
Can I solder them?
What? No.
What tweezers do you like? I don't know. What I need to do is I need to find a good version of the Hakko CHP3SA. I like them, it's just they break too easily. So I want tweezers that feel the same as those tweezers, but an upgraded version, if that even exists. Oreo is on the run. He's sitting under my camera. He's about to pee in the corner, probably, or poop. That's what he does. Oreo is a poop. Oh, he's crying. Oreo, why are you crying, Oreo? Oreo? Oh, he's about to get soldered on. Hi, Oreo. How's it going, pal? How's it going, buddy? You doing good? Why is he crying, Erica? You just gave him $5 worth of food and he's ignoring it?
Yeah. What?
I'm gonna call this a dead CPU.
I don't think he recognizes his food on a plate.
I will call this a dead CPU. 8:36 p.m. September 9th, 2020. Rip dead. I might ultrasonic it just for curiosity's sake before we get ready to leave. But I'll let you know if it worked later on. Thanks for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'm sorry that we didn't have a successful repair to show you. Bye now.